You guys, I have hot tea fresh out of the pot. A popular Booktok narrator allegedly spent years cheating on his wife with the very authors whose books he was narrating. And the Booktok community is absolutely losing their mind.
Interesting.
So buckle up, besties, because we in for a treat.
Let's go.
Okay, first things first. Who is this Lawrence Baldwin? If you listen to audiobooks, you probably know him. He's basically the go-to voice for Black contemporary romance and urban fiction. Think of any protective billionaire or a possessive alpha in a dual narration. It's usually his voice in your ear. Lawrence is a big name in the industry. He's done The Summer Girlfriend by Christina Forrest, the Capri series, Love Under Contract, Stealing the Heart of the Nanny, and tons of other book narrations.
Everyone know who is Lawrence Baldwin.
Well, Lawrence Baldwin. Lawrence is just an alias, not my real name. I use the name because I work at a school and I want to make sure none of my students find out some of the material I put on there. So that'll be great if they don't find that out. So I bolstered my profile with just recording samples of other people's books, not necessarily the books that I've auditioned for. And so that's what you'll see. Like if you look at my TikTok, a lot of those are like just me sampling books that eventually turned into, I guess, like little auditions, you know. So I would tag those authors and those samples, and it actually worked. Like we actually had discussions, and boom, like I got an offer. Like, okay, I wasn't looking to get offered anything, I just wanted to like kind of impress you or whatever. But yeah, so that's what I did, and I would take those same samples and push it into my ACX profile. And I've had, I can't tell you how many people have contacted me simply because of those samples I recorded.
Even in social media, he built this whole image of being the perfect man, but the real-life version is a disaster. So on June 30th, his wife Frances did some fireworks. Apparently, she took over his phone or maybe his social media, whatever. She logged into his accounts and wrote a first-person confession pretending to be him. She basically force-fed him his own dirt while the entire community watched the meltdown in real time. Here's what she said. Hey everyone, my name is Lawrence. In these pictures, you will see me with my wife of 18 plus years and our family. Before I get started, I'd like to first clarify that I'm very married. I've never been divorced or separated. As a matter of fact, when my wife asked me for a divorce almost about 3 years ago, because I was a trash husband, I begged and pleaded that we go to marriage counseling to make things better. What's crazy is right before the counseling session, literally hours before the session, I slept with someone else, then showed up to the session like my wife and what she was saying was the problem. But I'm getting ahead of myself because she wouldn't find this out until months later. This narration space was supposed to be a hobby that brought in some money here and there. When I got in these book spaces, I figured out that I could lie to and manipulate so many women in order for them to feed my ego and make me feel good. You'd be surprised how many authors, married ones too, that I was supposed to be working with, but then my wife found emails and other correspondence that confirms that the working I told her I was doing was a lie. What I don't understand is, if we are writing about cheating ain't shit as, why would this woman then entertain an inappropriate relationship with a married man? We know, lie, and that is exactly what I've been doing for the past almost 3 years. Thank you for all the videos and pictures that have been sent my way. Although we should be mindful of what we're sending another woman's husband, those intimate videos and pics should be private. Anyway, at one point I was juggling up to 12 different women, many of them married. I've been doing all of this while begging my wife not to throw away our time together or not to throw away our family. My behavior has destroyed the safe, trauma-free childhood that my children once had. It's caused my oldest to really struggle with his mental health, but I refuse to stop because getting my ego stroked by people that don't actually know me feels good, and that's clearly more important than my child. I also have my own mental health issues that I refuse to get help for. That post is a lot. It's a full-on demolition. She mentioned how she asked for a divorce 3 years ago because he was a trash husband. He begged for counseling and then, oh my god, he allegedly slept with someone else literally hours before the first counseling session.
I said, damn, bitch.
That is a level of commitment to being a disaster that we almost have to study. Someone even made a whole-ass stick-figure map on the whiteboard trying to decode the situation, and I've been rolling on the floor seeing it. So according to Frances's post, Lawrence wasn't just sleeping up. He was apparently juggling 12 different women at the same time. Now, did he sleep with all 12 of them? We don't know. Frances eventually cleared this up. She said she didn't mean 12 physical affairs, but inappropriate communications. I agree on that because cheating is cheating. Doesn't matter if that is physical or emotional.
Who does that? A talentless, classless, two-faced bitch. That's who does it.
Cheating on your wife for 3 whole years is not a mistake. That's a full-time job. Managing 12 different DMs, text threads, and emails while trying to narrate romance books? He's not a narrator at this point. He's a glorified secretary for his own ego. The logistics alone are a nightmare. Then the internet started adding its own side dishes to the drama. People started speculating about a date at a high-end steakhouse called Ruth's Chris and at the Cheesecake Factory. Frances later said she never even mentioned these places, but the community had already integrated that into the lore. I mean, it was all very messy. Everyone was just doing the guesswork, but Frances kept on replying without actually saying anything, which fueled the fire even more. Meanwhile, Lawrence did what any man caught in a 12-way rotation would do. He deleted or deactivated his accounts and disappeared. It's been like over 2 weeks, but he still hasn't come forward to clarify anything. So basically, the community only had Frances' side of the situation. Everyone did sympathize with her at first, but then the vibe shifted, and the community started looking at Frances a little sideways.
Dang. That's tough.
People in the comments started calling her out directly, with the users straight up calling her a dummy or a bird to her face. They were furious, assuming she exposed her whole marriage on Beyonce's internet just for clout, only to stay in the same house with him. Yeah, but hold on, because Frances has been actively fighting for her life in the replies, and she dropped a plot twist. When everyone started yelling at her for staying with a cheater, she fired back saying, "Who told you all that? Where is this assumption coming from?" Basically hinting that she might be packing his bags up behind the scenes. Still, the internet is not letting her off the hook, mostly because of the collateral damage. By dropping that vague bomb about him cheating with authors he worked with and refusing to name names, she put a massive target on innocent people. Suddenly, every author who has ever hired Lawrence was being looked at sideways and forced to defend themselves against accusations Frances just left dangling. When Frances tried to ask the timeline to strive to be kind because she was going through a hard time, the community completely lost their patience. One person perfectly summed up the internet's mood by telling her, "Addressing adultery publicly then expecting us to support you is actually psychotic. You should have kept this on that lady's couch." As in your therapist's couch. Basically, the commenter is pointing out that you can't invite a stadium full of strangers to a public execution and then expect them to act like a gentle support group.
I don't even know what to say.
Look, let's be clear. Lawrence absolutely deserved to be exposed, and Frances had every right to clear the table. But I kinda understand the commenter's point of view. People's frustration isn't that Frances exposed Lawrence. They're calling her out for dropping a vague bomb without clearing the authors' names. They're frustrated that Frances rang the alarm by herself. She chose her audience. You can't invite the internet for the drama and then get mad when it gets messy. Stepping away from the threads drama, there's a much bigger issue here. There are kids involved. In the post, she mentioned how Lawrence's behavior destroyed their oldest child's mental health. How he refused to stop because getting his ego stroked was more important than his own family.
Are you serious right now, bro?
I genuinely don't understand why people do this. Like, if you're not happy in your marriage, either get real counseling or simply leave. How does cheating solve a single thing?
I don't understand. I swear to God, I don't understand.
What kind of example is this? You're setting your kids up for a lifetime of trust issues because you needed a dopamine hit from some DMs. It's the most trashy, bottom of the barrel, stinky dumpster behavior. And the whole thing is just foggy.
Hello. Hi. Hello. Hi.
Lawrence is silent. He hasn't come forward with a single word. He's just gone. And while he might have deleted his future career, he left a stagnant cloud over every author he has ever worked with. The real victims here are the kids and the writers whose audiobooks are now completely ruined for listeners. Did you even think about the results before doing the do's?
Honey, may God be with you, and may common sense be with you, because this is not it.
I don't know, if you're gonna spend your life reading scripts about love and loyalty, maybe try following the text for once. It's not that hard.
Clock that T.